when you think of Cuba, perhaps you think of Fidel Castro and revolutionaries in the jungle, or perhaps it's the famous Cuban music and dance styles. Cuba is a country which, it would be fair to say, has had a troubled recent history and is facing significant economic problems that have led to many people leaving the island to seek their fortunes in places such as the USA, Spain, or elsewhere in Latin America. But one of the last places you expect to find a Cuban is Tasmania. And yet my guest for this episode is Alfredo, a trained dentist originally from Havana, and fairly recently arrived in Hobart from Ecuador, a country where he lived for 12 years before coming here. The big question is, what the hell is a Cuban doing in Tasmania? Well, it's a very interesting story, and I will let Alfredo tell you about it for himself, and much more besides, as he describes both the good, the bad, and the ugly of life in Cuba.
I came to Tasmania July 10. I had a really long trip from Ecuador to here. Were 40 hours. The flight was really tough.
And so what was the reason that you decided to come to Australia?
Well, the main reason was I want to learn the English. I feel that is something that is incomplete about me. For example, I am a dentist of profession, and I realized that the majority of books there is in English, for example. But I need to increase the knowledge with all the biography now in English. I think this have a lot of benefits for your work, and for maybe do something else.
Yep.
Yeah, because open doors, the English was the main reason.
But of course, there are different ways, different places you could learn English. Normally, I would think that people from Latin America, or the first place would be the United States. So why did you choose Australia for that? Because it's quite, as you said, it's a long trip.
Yeah, it's a long trip. Because, for example, it's a question that many people made me, because I'm Cuban, and people guess or suppose that Cuban people are more attraction, they feel more attraction to go to United States, the American dream, But in my case, as many people said, I don't know, maybe different. I'm not going to say I don't like United States, because I don't know the country, I've never been there. But Australia sounds me better for many things. And when I was a child, always looking or watching, for example, the Olympic Games, made my attention Australia. How is the country, the beauty, And for example, my wife, this is her dreaming country.
Okay.
Yeah, and why is because it's the same. Just watching videos from the landscapes, from the views. Yeah, was the main reason. As well, for example, here in Australia, coming to Australia has a lot of advantage. Because for example, here I can study, but I can work as well. So it's important. I was born in Havana. I lived there until my 23 years old in a suburb called El Vedado, near to the Malecón Habanero. Is near to the sea. Yeah, we have there like a wall, a big wall, and you can sit down there and just relax with your friends, see the sea. And it's a really good place. In that time, you feel safe because it's a place quiet, secure. I studied there. I studied dentistry. So when I finished dentistry, I worked 1 year. I met one girl, and with her, I came here to Ecuador because her mom, she had a residence of Ecuador. Yeah, so she was the person that pushed out for go.
Yep.
Yeah, because in that time, I think Cuba since 40 are through a bad situation. Yeah, and people always find out the way to, to improve, to get better for their families. I want to do it as well.
What kind of childhood did you have? What are your strongest memories from your childhood growing up in Havana?
In Havana, wow, it's stronger memories. I remember, for example, first to grow up in a society that you feel free doing a lot of things. For example, good thing for your grow up when you are a teenager or when you are a kid. I mean with that that you can walk safety workplaces, you can practice sports, spend time with your grandparents, with your parents, have really good moments with your friends as well. I think it's the mostly I miss from Cuba is that time when all was more simple. For example, in Cuba the internet is really poor, so in that time we haven't access to internet, and so our place was like the hide and seek, really simple place of kids, but in that time really good, no? Have a good moments. Or maybe playing soccer, playing baseball, good things, for free outside, activities for do outside, far for the computers, the televisions, the cell phones, all that stuff.
So you mean that like when people were very connected in your neighborhood then?
Yeah, really connected. I remember, for example, neighbors once yelling to the distance. Oh, neighbor, I need rice, for example. I need rice. Oh, yeah, come on, I have rice. You can get oil. Or what do you need? Beans. And it's a good neighborhood, with really care neighbors and really close to you. Yeah, that moment, were magic. You can compare easily when, for example, you go to other place. Because when I moved to Ecuador, I realized that the neighbors aren't like in Cuba.
Okay.
Maybe they live 20 meters from distance, from a door to another, but they didn't know. They didn't share nothing. It's really different.
Where you lived, did your family all live in the same sort of area? Like were you close?
All together in Cuba. We was living all in the same house, big house. It's another good memories I have, because it was a really huge house, but totally full of people. A lot of persons in one house, but sharing a meals, or maybe when in bad moments when the government take off the electricity, for example, and we get with not power, we spend time, for example, playing games, table games like domino, or chess, something like that. We created really good moments in that kind of situations.
So when you say all your family was there, you mean like your grandparents, parents as well, everyone?
Yes, because it's a family. We are living in two houses, but one in front and another. Yeah. So in one house, for example, was living my parents, two sisters, and me. But in the house in front of was my grandmother, 3 aunts, cousins, a lot of people, and we shared good moments.
So you had a lot of support around you.
Yeah.
So I guess that helps you get through the more difficult times in
life. Always surrounded of many people.
So, what was school for you like? Like, were you a good student? Did you enjoy school?
I love school, go to school. I think I don't was a really good student because the way of the students of the education, how it is, they want to make us go a way that is like a straight line for everybody, but it doesn't work for everybody. Yeah, education, the same kind of education doesn't work for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. So, for example, me, I didn't have problem to get up early to go to schools. I want to, but maybe in the schools, teachers may have have my attention when I don't paying attention. For example, class. Yeah. But it's not my fault. It's the fault of the teachers. Yeah. So I think many people has through this kind of situation. Maybe people's, the first step always is, I'm going to call your parents and have a meeting and have a talk, for see what is happening with you. And the problem is not you. The problem is that the system don't fit to everyone. Maybe you can be a good student for maths, and maybe I can go be a good student for Spanish or for other thing, robotic. I don't know, but there is not the same for everybody.
And was school like just sitting down a lot of the time, listening to the teacher? Was that the method?
Yeah, it was 40 students in a classroom. Listen to the teacher all day. Yeah, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
So I assume when you are at school in Cuba, you only have a few choices, or do you have a choice yourself of what you're going to do?
For example, you can't choose. Yeah, they choose everything for you. You just have to obey, and it's done.
So did you choose to be a dentist, or did you just?
No.
That's not the way you go.
Yeah, when you finish high school, that you can choose. But you are a teenager, 16 years old. You don't have any idea about what you want to do in the future.
Yeah.
I think there is a few people in the world that they know that. Me, actually, I want to be a lawyer at that age, and I was doing the exams or studying, preparing myself for do the exams, for take that option, be a lawyer.
Okay.
But 1 month before the exams, my uncle, and he is a doctor, he was doing something in Spain, a course, or maybe I don't remember what. But he come back and he asked me, what are you going to do? No, I'm going to study for be a lawyer. No, you can do that. If you decide maybe move to one country, you have to study again because the laws are different. But I have an idea about what really I want. So he pushed me with this way of the dentistry. Obviously, was new for me as well because I have no idea about that. But when I start studying, I find that I like it, okay? But it's not that I enjoy more, and most. It's not maybe, when you are a kid, you have gifts, because I think everybody has a gift. And your parents, your teachers, they are the persons that be there for teach you the way. He is good painting, for example, or he is good with writing, for example. Yeah, guiding you for that path. In my case, I think was lack of attention from my parents as well, because I was really good writing. Yeah, when teacher sent for us do maybe a poem, a letter from our families, our mothers. Yeah, always I receive really good rates about that. but my parents, they didn't see that. And maybe was a way for me, because I start writing, to really early. Actually, now I am a self-author, published author in Amazon.
All right.
Yeah, I have 4 books there in Amazon.
What kind of books?
I wrote two books for related with dentistry.
Okay.
One of them is for education about education. Yeah, educate people how to is a guide for how to do a lot of things in dentistry for daycare, for people can care themselves. And the other is related about the dentists have their own consults, their own clinics. Yeah, how to grow their clinics, about marketing, all of the stuff related with the dental clinic.
Like the business of dentist.
Yeah, exactly. I have a book of poems.
Okay, that's different.
I have books for kids, a story for kids, and now I'm writing a novel. So it's fantasy. For example, in Cuba, when you pass the exams when you choose the career you are going to study, you want to study, men or boys have to do 1 year of mandatory service, military service, but girls go straightly to the university.
Right. Yeah.
So they goes with 17 years old, but boys have to pass the military service. So it's a year that you lost without, doing nothing about class. Yeah, because you are doing a different thing. Maybe it's valid for certain things, like, I don't know, people that are lazy and don't want or don't know how to make your bed, for that kind of things, okay. But it's a necessary thing, because they say that, no, we have to be prepared for the battle. What battle?
But when war. Do you have a choice when you do it, or do you have to do it?
No, it's mandatory.
So as soon as you finish school, you have to do military service.
But despite that, be 1 year apart of classes, when I entered to the university, when I started university, I felt that was really good. Yeah, I take things like really serious. I study in that year. I study a lot. And the next year I relaxed more, was more chill, because the last year was really easy. That second year I didn't have really good time, as a student, because I relaxed. It was more chill for me, but the results weren't the same. It was totally different. But when you start watching people, like treating patients, in contact with persons, I felt that it's a really good choice. Maybe it's not the most I love to do in the world. But I like because I like serve people, help people. Is really good. In dentistry you can help a lot of people, because for example in Latin America we just not treat people. Maybe that is the reason, because why the appointments are longer. Because people, when they come your clinic and they sit in your chair, they start talking about their problems. We are 50% dentists and 50% psychologists. My stepfather, he fought for the revolution. He was a major. He's a man, with a conviction for the revolution, with his loyalty to Fidel Castro. He tried to pass to me all that kind of ideology. And when I was a child, to maybe until my teenager, I was truly believe in revolution, about all that principles they teach you. But when you grow up and you understand the things, you know that is something in the postlet that don't match. Yeah.
Yeah, you start to see reality, I suppose.
Yeah, I start watch people, for example, people that left Cuba and come back maybe from vacations. And when you was listening their histories, yeah, your mind was like, I can't believe this. Yeah.
You start to question.
Yeah, start questioning a lot of things. Why we can't travel? Why we can't go to hotels in my country?
Yeah.
Why can't speak with people from other countries? Yeah. Why? Yeah. A lot of whys.
Yeah, absolutely. Was there any like one incident that made you kind of think this is, question what was wrong?
Once we had a guest on our home from France. It was a couple with one kid, same age of mine, and he wanted to invite us to spend a day in a swim in one hotel of Cuba in Havana. And when we get to the enter, we couldn't enter because the people of the government, people works there, they said that we can't enter. And it was really shocking for these people and obviously for us. Yeah, it was really tough.
Yeah, and it's hard to make sense, understand why.
Yeah, why if I am Cuban, I can't just pass the door of my own hotels in Havana.
So your partner at the time, what was she doing in Cuba?
She was dentist as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So had she also studied in Cuba and then worked?
Yeah, she studied in Cuba. She graduated from the university, and we met in a suburb different for when I grew up. But then, yeah, we create that plan now to go outside. When I graduated, opens this door for me because in Cuba, people that left country, there is people that have families in other parts of the world, in another country, but I didn't. Yeah, all my family was in Cuba. If someone could ask in that moment, do you imagine out of Cuba? I say no, because I can't see that way to exit, to out the country. But when this was open, I took the chance. That changed everything, because when you left Cuba, you can see what happens the other side, and Ecuador is not is not a developed country, but is more developed than Cuba, for sure. And I start watching things and compare, was really good.
Yeah. What was the biggest difference that you noticed at first when you were in Ecuador?
For example, I started writing, and in Cuba, I hadn't computer. Yeah, I started writing this novel. I was telling you before, this novel at 16 years old. Yeah, when I was 16, in the computer of my brother-in-law in that moment. He is a musician, and he was the opportunity to travel around all the world because he was working in a really good orchestra or band. Yeah, and he had the chance to buy his computer, but in that moment, not too many people had a computer in Cuba. So I started writing in that computer, and I saved the folder, and I took with me to Ecuador.
Okay.
Yeah, and when I saw in Ecuador how I could become in a self-writing writer in Amazon, was really amazing, because there is a thing that in Cuba you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you have in Amazon when you are uploading your media, your files. Yeah, they ask you where are you from or where are your country. Cuba
It's not there.
is not there
Yeah.
because it's not allowed to for the United States publish if you are Cuban.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of examples. The internet was a huge experience. Like, for example, in Cuba, the medias, the government control everything. The news, you just watch. They want you watch.
Yeah.
And when you had the chance to see what happens, truly what happens, the other side is totally different. Because you can see how they prepare or make the news for their convenience. I start to fight with my stepfather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fighting or not fighting was just agreements, discussions. Yeah, discussions about some topics in politics. Yeah, until one moment that I decided don't do it anymore because it's a really good combination. Talk about politicians, talk about if you believe or not in God or religious.
Yeah.
That is it's a really dangerous. I could open my own business, for example, in Ecuador. In Cuba, you can't. Being a dentist, the other thing was the salary. Doctors in Cuba with PhD, they earn $40 by month.
Yeah.
$40.
Yeah.
And people, the question that people always ask me is how they can survive with $40. And it's because people help each other. Yeah, that we was talking about before. Give me rice, give me beans, give me oil. I have pork here, come. Obviously for the people that live outside, yeah, then send money for their families inside Cuba. But starting problems because there is a big part of population that expect that you send money. For example, you can imagine one people that can't go outside Cuba but have to start working because you know how works capitalism. Yeah, you have opportunities but you have to work. In Cuba you have your family there, and it's not just your mother and your father, it's your sister, your brother, your niece, your nephew. This is a lot of people that expect something, it's really complicated, but that people don't know how it is to work for pay something, for pay rent, for pay wealth, insurance.
So obviously there were some benefits of moving to Ecuador, some big benefits.
Yeah.
Were there anything there that you kind of felt was a bit negative compared to Cuba?
Yeah, for example, that I lived to 23 years in Cuba. There is a lot of things that be with me in my personality, in my way to how I see the things. In Ecuador, maybe is when I went to Ecuador, the first thing was that I told you. I felt that society was like more cold, families as well. For example, they treat with a lot of respect to their uncles, between sisters as well. It's like really very, polite. In Cuba, it's more close.
Okay.
Yeah, the relationship is really close. But now, in this moment, the lack of security, for example, is really important because you are able to earn a lot of money, but if you live in a country without, it's not safe, you can't live well because you start to feel really, really bad. I'm safe here. Yeah, in any moment you can't maybe be walking for the streets. Maybe you can find a lost bullet, you know. I left Cuba in 2013, December. So I started working in Ecuador I think it was in March of the 2014, yeah, as a dentist. And I opened my first business was final of the 2017. I think it was pretty fast. It helps me that I started working in a public organization of Ecuador as a dentist. Was a really good job. So that was my started point for do the next movement. But I was like I started working in that company from just for 2 years, and I left because I want to go to Brazil for a study, do a postgraduate diploma. And I made the proposal for them. No, I want to do that because it's better for increase my level for good better. But they want to do that. They don't. Yeah, I started having problems with that. I decided to quit. Mm-hmm. And that moment I opened the home business.
Okay.
Yeah, I started working by myself.
So at what point did you start to think about maybe leaving Ecuador or going to another place like Australia?
I was living in a city in Ecuador. Is Esmeraldas. Esmeraldas is a start turning a really bad city, really dangerous, because it's really close to the borders, yeah. And these people of Colombia pass the drug.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Use that border for
Smuggling.
for the drugs, and start turning in a really dangerous city. Mm-hmm. At that point that we was eating, we was in the living room, and you can listen the shotguns.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So my daughter in that time was 3 years or 4 years age, and I said no, I have to move. We have to move to Quito. Mm-hmm. That is more safety. So I start get ready the business for can run without me. Yeah, was a really difficult journey because when you have to dentist, and it's really difficult for people like change to the dentist, one dentist to another without reason. So people like, this is my mouth, I'm going to trust in this person for take care of my mouth. It's like, I think it's like the same with the humans, with the gynecologists.
Gynecologists.
Yeah, I think it's the same. It's the same trust. So I start to prepare the clinic for. It was like disappearing of the clinic. Start with one day I don't go. The next week, 2 days without job. 3 days not work a lot. So people start to, okay, I'm going to trust in the other doctor, okay. And I could, yes, go. We moved to Quito. Quito was in that moment a safer city, but now is dangerous as well. Mm-hmm. So we thought, let's try to maybe do something different. I want to study English. I feel that I need the language, for improve some things in this field, in dentistry as well. And we made the decision. Yeah.
And was it also, as part of the decision, were you thinking that maybe you would relocate and become a dentist?
Yeah, it could be an opportunity, because obviously you have to evaluate.
Yep.
But there is a possibility. If you have kids, you can understand me, and maybe if you are able to give safeness to your family or to your kids, maybe it's a good place to be. Yeah.
When you first arrived on the plane in Hobart, what were you thinking? What was your feeling at that time?
Wow, the feeling was like a dream, because before we were watching videos about Hobart, Salamanca, all the things that YouTube show you, and we were thinking, wow, it's a marvelous place. It's amazing, the views, the landscapes, the weather, because I like fresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
You came to the right place then?
Yeah. So when I came here, I arrived, and I saw in person, was amazing. Yeah, the feeling was amazing. In this month, with something that I spent here in Hobart, I feel that this is a really good place. People are amazing. Hobart is really, really unique. It's a good place.
And you arrived in the middle of winter, which for some people is not the best time.
Yeah, yeah. Some people ask me, "Wow, you're from Cuba. You poor of you. You are really here dying about cold." No, I like cold.
And in Tasmania, have you found it easy to get to know local people or to meet local people?
Yeah, it's really easy. People here are really kind and are really patient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't interrupt when you are speaking. They listen. They find a way for understand you.
Yeah.
And maybe I think these people are amazing, understanding, because I don't know what I'm saying right now. Yeah, because it's like I feel that maybe it's because I'm really new here, but I feel that I have to I'm working. My brain is working every second is working, trying to how to translate from Spanish to English.
Yeah.
But you people are really patient.
And has there been anything in Tasmania so far that has surprised you?
No, it's maybe that it's more like the culture is more free. About, for example, you can see more freedom, in between for example, the couples. You can see couples of the same gender,
Mm-hmm.
working for the cities, hold hand. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's a thing that doesn't happen, or you can't see too much in Ecuador, for example, or Cuba.
You've been to Tasmania almost 2 months, close. So you have a bit of idea about the place. And do you see it then as what would be a good place for your child and wife to
Yeah,
come?
of course. It's amazing. It's an amazing place. Maybe for my daughter, in a future, if we decide to stay here in Australia, live in Hobart, maybe in a future for her could be, I don't know, she wants to move. Yeah, when she turn, I don't know, 18 years old, because you know that people in that age want enjoy more that big cities, more maybe more life night. But for us now is really good. I tell you something. I don't know why people have like their difference and the things that they want to do, but if I have to choose, I stay here in Hobart, because I can take a plane, and go to Melbourne, Sydney, or wherever city.
Yeah.
But Hobart, I think, is a really good place to live.
How much contact do you still have with your family in Cuba?
Yeah. I have there are my parents there, and one sister. The rest, there are like around the world,
Okay.
United States, Spain, Dubai. Yeah, I have a lot of people in many cities, but yeah, I haven't talked with my parents.
And how often do you talk to them from here, and what do you tell them about?
No, with my mother, because my stepfather, he's older now. He has dementia. But with my mom, I try to talk every day. And for example, I'm living now in a place in Sandy Bay, and my balcony goes to the sea.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a really nice view. I send the videos or the photos for she can watch. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. If we decide to stay, the goal should be, as I told you before, I think the most important is like to provide a safety environment, safety place for my kid. Yeah. If I become or not in dentist here, I think it's like secondary, but definitely knowing myself, I think I will do that, because it's like a challenge. It's a way for challenge yourself and say you can do that. But here in Australia, in Tassie, for example, in this few time here, I have seen that I can contribute in more than one thing. Yeah. Because, for example, when I do in the kickboxing class, I feel that I'm contributing with that people's, not teaching to just the auto defense, but keep their bodies, in perfect shape, healthy. There is a lot of people that enjoy a lot the fast food, yeah, and I feel that maybe I can't lead or guide a lot of people that, it's okay to eat out, but not every day. You can like have a measure about how when you do that and when not. I enjoy train people. Maybe, for example, there is an option that I could I can start studying another thing, different thing. There is something that I like is, for example, works with vulnerable people or older people. Yeah, I realized that there is a lot of other people living in Hobart. There is a people that have some needs. Yeah, I think I should feel more than happy helping this kind of person.
Yeah.
There is a lot of work here doing good things. Yeah. Things that you can enjoy, and when you wake up in the mornings, you can say, I'm not just going to work. I do more in my work. I help people.